Hello, hello. I'm going to do a different kind of video today where instead of recording commentary as I go through the video, I'm going to try commenting on a recording. I feel like this might be, it's definitely going to be different because when I'm recording while commenting, I have to play the game and talk at the same time, and it can be very overwhelming. And that's not a problem. I do think that it has its advantages, being very authentic, like, this is what I'm thinking as I'm doing it. It helps you kind of analyze where I go wrong, where I go right. It kind of shows that like I don't make fully informed decisions sometimes, because like when you're watching the video and I do something really stupid, you're like, dude, that's so obvious. How did you not notice that giant heavy 3 feet to the left of you? Stuff like that. Sometimes I'm just blind. But this time, I've already watched this recording. In fact, I tried to do 2 attempts of this video, but different things happened. Hopefully the third one goes through. But I digress. This time around, I'm hoping that because I've reviewed this whole video in my mind, I'm able to get my ideas out more clearly, and I have the video as support. I can rewind, I can pause, stuff like that. No thank you, I do not want to do anything in Java. Alright, so first thing first, I want to take a page out of my psychology classes and say that this video is not completely representative of how to play Battlemedic. This is just a game that happened, and I'm kind of evaluate the strengths and weaknesses of its representativeness, I guess, of good Battlemedic gameplay. First of all, this is a casual 2-fort lobby. Not everybody who plays casual 2-fort is a competent player. I do think that Battlemedic gets better the worse the lobby is, kind of like Spy, because Battlemedic has certain things that people don't play with very often. They don't recognize what to do in the situation, and so they're thrown off guard. And I do think that a huge part of Battlemedic is being unexpected. Like, people know how to counter a soldier generally. Air blast, stay out of his way, assume a higher ground, etc. A Battlemedic, the most you probably know about it is shoot it. It's probably pretty vulnerable because it's syringe gun. People don't think it does much damage. But I disagree. The syringe gun is very powerful. And this misconception is something you can take advantage of. It's difficult to aim with the syringe gun, but as you'll see in this video, I'm going to be taking advantage of chokes to basically force people to run into my syringes. I'm also going to be trying to overwhelm people, confuse them, be as unpredictable as possible, and I feel like that's going to help me out in the long run. Another disclaimer is I'm playing with a friend who starts pocketing me halfway through the video, and you're not going to get that very often, because first of all, you're playing Battlemedic. People aren't going to take you seriously. So what are the chances that someone's just going to start pocketing you and making new things possible? I'll try to point out when having a pocket played to my advantage, but I'll try to focus on if you were to just start playing Battlemedic right now, what would work out for you and what wouldn't. So with that out of the way, couple other pieces of context. I was playing Spy earlier, so I'm just like, I'm bored of Spy. 4 of them. I'm going to play Medic instead. Another thing is, the chat here is blurred out because there's some nasty stuff in there, and I don't want to take the time to censor each message. I might as well get it all out of the way. It does look pretty ugly, especially in the class selection screen. I'm sorry. Another thing is, I know you're probably dying to get to the video already. Hey, you know what? I have enough to say. So, oh, please play. Play video, please. Yoo-hoo. This is going pretty well. What do I do? Please play the video, I beg of you. Speed. I want that. Okay, here we go. Alright. So, I'm going to get my weapons out of the way and I'll explain each one. First of all, I don't have any weapons, so I don't have much of a choice. But here, so for my syringe gun, I went with stock A because I don't have anything else really. But like if I had another choice, I probably would have went in Bootsauger. However, there was another thing in mind. Like I said earlier, part of Battlemedic is taking advantage of how people don't know how to play against it. But also, I want to subvert people's expectations. I don't have any cosmetics on, and if I use the Blutsauger, which is kind of the meta weapon, there's also the crossbow. People are probably going to predict me more often. They're probably going to be like, alright, this guy probably has an idea of how to play Battlemedic because he's using the Blutsauger. It shows that he's been playing for a while, and he might play in a certain way that can exploit it and kill him. Because Battlemedic is just very fragile. It's really easy to kill, so I'm trying to be as unpredictable as possible again and make people make the wrong decisions. So syringe gun, partly because I have to, partly because I want to appear as a fresh install and make it hard to predict. Medigun, I went with stock because I'm not going to be very focused on healing like at all. If I do, it's during downtime, and I just don't really, it doesn't really factor in my gameplay. I could use the Vaccinator if I had it, but the Vaccinator would be very useful for getting out of sticky situations, but I'd rather just not get in those situations in the first place, because I'm just going to focus on doing damage. As for my melee, this is pretty important. I'm going to be using the Sullen Vow, because part of Battlemedic is picking your fights well, knowing who you should attack, who you should back away from, and seeing the enemy health is going to be pivotal in figuring out if I should take a risk or not. So now I'm going to head out. Okay, another thing. Another reason why I did not use the Ubersol is because the 20% slower firing speed might be really bad. I don't intend on using melee in the first place because I'm just very vulnerable that way, but it'll, and I'm not even going to be focusing on getting Uber because I'm using the stock Uber gun, which requires 4 hits, 4 very vulnerable moments. It's just not going to cut it. So this is the best choice for my gameplay. So right now, I'm going to be trying to bait people into coming into my base because I want to force them to walk into my syringes, basically. This scout over here, though, he's smart. He doesn't take the bait. But you'll be seeing that I'm going to be playing in these closed areas often because, let's say an enemy comes in through here. He has to walk into my syringes. I can just fire into this little hole here, and if he wants to get me, and he probably will, because people are indoctrinated into chasing after medics. Like, it's like if you see a medic, it must die immediately. So I'm going to be taking advantage of that, luring people into me and stuffing them with a face full of syringes. Meanwhile, when I'm out in the open, like in the bridges, it's really hard to lead my shots, and I don't do as well. I'm also going to be playing near my intelligence over here because it's basically an enemy magnet. Like, you see intelligence, you pick up intelligence. So I'm hoping that by playing near it, I can get some cheap kills. So after realizing that scout's not going to come after me, I might as well heal. Give this guy some help, some love. So another thing about Battlemedic, I think people don't play it well because they're like, okay, I'm a Battlemedic, I have to be completely battling, I can't heal other people. And I just don't think that's a good impression. And people are like, I'm not healing anybody, I'm just going to like go full Battlemedic, haha, get owned. And then they get kicked. And they're like, why did I get kicked? Battlemedic sucks. And I do agree, Battlemedic is not the best gameplay strategy. However, you are a medic. You are expected to heal other people. If you want people to be around you, which is important because as the Battlemedic you're very vulnerable, you gotta want them to be near you. You gotta heal them when they're downtime. That way they can distract enemies for you, and they will protect you. They will help you use your syringe gun. They'll draw fire from you, so on and so forth. So definitely be healing your friends because they're going to want to be around you. They're not going to want to kick you as much, and so on and so forth. So right now, I'm just trying to look for other enemies. I see the scout. He's wearing a gibbous, so I'm going to predict that he's probably not going to be a good player and chase after me. So now I got his attention by firing syringes at him. Oh yeah, one important thing to know about the syringe gun is that it's really easy to track where people are firing it from, because these syringes basically tell you, okay, he's from over here and he's looking at that area, here I am. It's like the same deal with rockets and grenades. You generally know where people are when they fire it, because you can just follow the arc. And syringes are even easier to track because there's so many of them firing at once. So I want the scout to see my trail of syringes and know where I am so that he can follow me. And he takes the bait. So now he's coming after me, and I'm booking it. I'm backpedaling into here so that I'm harder to hit in this closed area. And so that you see I'm looking towards this open area, I know he has to walk through this path. I know he's over here now, but I'm going to be continue to fire syringes so that when he continues to chase after me, he takes so much damage. Boom, he's dead, and funny enough, for my first kill, I get the achievement for killing 50 scouts with a syringe gun. Alright, let's go. So with this scout, I take a different approach. Previously, I was walking backwards while firing forward. This time, I'm going to take advantage of people's inexperience with Biomedic and get all up in his face. You might think, whoa, that's not a good idea. You're a medic, you're vulnerable, people want to attack you. Yes, I agree. But people usually see medics running away from them, not towards them. Especially not towards them with a syringe gun. So this scout's probably going to have no idea what to do. And furthermore, I'm going to be taking advantage of my ground here. I'm going to be strafing left and right to juke his aim. And again, since I'm all up in his face, it's really hard to hit me at point blank. He's constantly taking damage too because of my syringes. Like, it's going boom, 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 boom. Tons of little damage notifications, like your screen turns red, you have those like little hit markers around your crosshair, and your health is draining. It makes you panic. So that's another reason why I want to do this. Like, I just want to overwhelm the person with like as much sensory input as possible. So that's what I did here. And he could have killed me, absolutely, but he had no idea what was happening, and I just overwhelmed him. He backed into a corner. He couldn't get out. He was panicking, and yeah. It'd be nice if he capped a little earlier, but whatever. Now I'm going to go out and find other people. But also, I want to get as much use of these crits as possible, because each crit syringe does 30 damage. That's really big. It would take 6 syringes to kill a scout. And see how fast he's firing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in the air. Like, I want to get as much use out of that as possible. But unfortunately, there's nobody around, so now my friend here is like, oh my goodness, what are you doing? I want a Biomedic too. Alright, let's go. So now she's going to be playing Biomedic too. So I'm going to be trying to bait the scout, but scouts run faster than me, and they have an advantage in this water because it's hard for me to aim around here. So because he can like duck behind these pillars, my vision's all distorted, and it's hard to track a moving scout with these syringes. So it's not a good situation for me. I'm going to be picking my battles carefully, and I don't want to pick that one. Plus, you can just escape me and go up here, so I'm all by myself. You'll notice I'm playing around my teammates. Like, I'm on my side of the base where there's a heavy and a pyro or whatever. I'm going to be playing around this guy up here, this scout, because, like I said, he can draw fire, he can escort me, he can lure people towards me. I want the scout to attack me, so I'm going to be trying to lure him over, but he's not taking the bait. But I'm also watching the blue base, because I'm by myself now. That scout's away from me. Another one joining the fray. I'm probably going to die, so at this point, it's a final stand. Like, if I were to go under that bridge, they would probably chase me, so I'm just going to stay here. But neither of these guys see me, so now it's even worse. There's 2 pyros and a soldier. So at this point, I'm just going to freak out. However, neither of these 2 see me. I don't know how, because syringes are kind of loud, I think. They're also kind of noticeable. Medix is a very bright character. But yeah, I'm going to go over what I do with this pyro. So I got lucky with the crits. So it's not a completely genuine kill, but I do want to go over what I think was pretty important in that battle. The main thing being, I was strafing one way and then shooting the other way. I want this pyro to be strafing with me. Sorry, this one. So that I can easily like lead into where he's going. If he's staying still, then it's hard for me to predict where he is. I mean, where he's going to be going, because when people stay still, it's unexpected. I'm expecting him moving, so I want him to move where I'm moving. And when I strafe, chances are he's going to mirror that. Like, you'll notice, if you're playing scout or soldier and you start strafing, your enemy's going to start strafing too. So I want him to mimic that behavior. And so now I'm moving one way, shooting the other, predicting his movement, and I get him pretty good. Now I want to go after this soldier because I saw the mark for death on his head. Mini crit syringes do like 14-15 damage, which I want to take advantage of. So I'm getting kind of greedy. But also, they're both distracted by this pyro, so I can come in and take the kills when they're weak. And again, this pyro can just protect me in general, so that's why I chose to go over here. But now there's some downtime. I want my teammate to like me, so I'm going to be healing them. You know, stuff like that. So now I'm going to take the opportunity to charge into this base because these guys are going up there too. Again, I'm healing them to keep their favor. But now, a little idea hatched in my head. Remember, I'm trying to be as unpredictable and as crazy as possible. This engineer did not expect a medic with a syringe gun to be killing his dispenser when it's right here. First of all, how did the medic get up there? Shouldn't he have his own teammate do it? Why would he want to be there in the first place? So deep in enemy territory, etc. So, also it's funny. It's funny for me, so I just want to get in this NG's head. Maybe even my teammates or my enemy's head because they see that in the kill feed. So, this pyro doesn't see me. You notice I shot syringe at him to attract his attention. And again, he takes the bait. And he goes right toward me. So, guess what I'm going to do next? Guess what I'm going to do next? A, shoot down this corridor so he walks into my syringes. B, run away. C, I don't know, something else. D, all of the above. You see, I chose A and B. He's vanished, though. He didn't take the bait. So now I just want to do something. I'm trying to find more enemies. But at this point, I'm also freaking out because I'm by myself. You know, my teammates have gone up here. And I see this thing here telling me that they're alive. So I'm going to go unite with them. Bad idea because they're dead. And now, enter chapter 2 of the video. Soldiers. Soldiers suck for battle medics. Because as a battle medic, I want to have control of the ground. I want to have freedom of movement. I want to control where I can come in and come out. Like, I want these paths here to be free. And again, I want to be strafing, being unpredictable and all that. But a soldier, he denies everything. He has high maneuverability, so he could block both of these by spamming rockets towards them. He denies my movement. And also, it's hard for me to strafe because you can just fire a rocket at the ground, and chances are that explosion radius is going to get me. So soldiers are absolutely a no-go unless they're extremely weak, like he was earlier with his escape plan out. So I'm booking it. But I'm also going to lure him over because backpedaling while shooting forward is advantageous. So if I want to get him and not die, this is my best bet. But also, I think I saw a power go after me, so nope. So now I'm back with my friends. So here, I'm trying to bait this spy into coming down here. Because like I said, on the ground where I can track his movement and strafe and all that, that's advantageous for me. I want that. Plus, it'll lure him towards my teammates. So my teammates can gobble him up if I don't. But he's smart. He does not take the bait. And he stays up there. So, see, if he went down, that power would have scorched him. So now I'm encouraging him to push up. And here's another tip for medic. People follow you, right? Wherever the medic goes, other people go. So if you want your team to attack, you gotta like be ahead of them. You gotta be walking forward, Ubering, whatever, and that's gonna make them follow you. So watch here with this pyro. Right now he's being all cautious. Maybe he thinks there's a sentry up there, But I don't, because I didn't hear a sentry being built. Or maybe I just think I think there's none up there, but there is. Whatever the case. I don't think there's one up there. I think the pyro's being slow. I want him to come up there and cause problems so I can go up and clean up the mess. So I'm charging ahead of him. I'm getting out. Like, you see me, I'm running right up here, and that pyro's like, oh crap, I gotta go up there and protect the medic. So he's gonna follow me right there. So now he's gonna cause a bunch of problems, and like I said, you don't need to attack all the time at Battle Medic. You can lead the attack, that's for sure. And that's what I did there. I led this pyro up here to attack the people up here. And now I'm just gonna heal him so that he has support and will probably do better than if I just started firing my syringe gun. It doesn't work out, and this engineer kills him, so I'm by myself. I'm in front of the blue spawn. I gotta get out. I'm in danger. So that's why I'm booking it for this bot over here. But I guess I do also take the opportunity to kill that engineer, because why not? Alright, next chapter. 1, 2, and 3. 3 very big problems. Pyros are also dangerous for a battle medic because their flames can destroy you easily when you're trying to walk towards them. They also blind you. It's hard for you to see where the pyro is, so it's hard for you to lead into them. And they just cook you up real good. So I'm in a really bad situation. I'm gonna get out, but I'm never gonna stop attacking because I can lure them into my teammates maybe, but as long as I'm ahead of him, medic is faster so that he can't catch up. And I'm safe as long as I'm out of the range of their flames. So that's what I'm doing. I'm getting out. I'm luring them to walk into my syringes, stuff like that. And my back is turned to here, and I can't go into that bridge because if I did, the pyro would have caught up. So I have a difficult decision to make, and I decided to go into the sewers. The reason why I did that mainly was because I could just lure him into this little tunnel here, and it's really easy to hit him with my syringes. Because this is how much space he has. He didn't have like the entire screen like if he had on the 2-fort courtyard or whatever. Like this is a very small area to aim in, and it's way easier for my syringes to connect. So you just see there, I'm just like spamming down the tunnels, and he's dead. He made a mistake going after me like that. And that's why I chose to go into sewers instead of staying up above where it would be harder to track. I'm on low health, I'm on the run. I might be running out of ammo, who knows. I have to choose a favorable position. I can't take any risks. It also helped that this spy's with me, so I take his ammo and his health, but like, come on, I'm doing more than you at this point. That's what I'm thinking, so now I'm like full ego, but whatever. Back to this. Enemy takes our intelligence, so people are going to be going over there to support him. And here's a good fight that I want to demonstrate. On this bridge, I have the advantage because you can see how constricted this scout's movement is. I think there's also a spy behind me that can support me, and people really don't like spies either. They might this scout might prefer the spy over me, so that's an opportunity. But also, I'm just gonna yeah. One thing I should have done here though is that I should have when I was strafing left and right, I shouldn't have moved my crosshair left and right because that scout was mimicking my he was mimicking my thing here, and he was mimicking my strafing. And scouts are really fast and can dodge your stuff easier. That's why I tracked that pyro's movement, but that's why I wouldn't track the scout. It would be easier for me to hit him if I just look straight forward and strafe left and right. Because when I'm turning, it's hard to describe it, but when I'm turning, I'm kind of limiting the amount of area I'm shooting. Like, let's say I was aiming at this pillar here and I was strafing left and right. At most, my syringes would be firing from here to here, but my syringes would not be hitting this area. Anybody here would be safe. But if I'm just looking forward and I'm strafing left and right, all of this area gets hit. I hope that makes sense. But luckily, this scout's already weak and stuff, so... And you see towards the end, I started strafing while aiming straight ahead, and that helped me kill him. But I also got this Pyro's attention, of course. He's after me. I'm going to start backpedaling. But we decided on a truce eventually. I want to attack him because I want to get flamed. But also I want to... I don't know. I don't know if there are any teammates near me. Maybe I'm not the best shot. But at this point, I'd probably die because you see that soldier, you see that pyro. See? That soldier could deny my movement. I should have gotten out of there, but I didn't. And that caused my death. But my friend here, she got a real good shot on that soldier. So I'm thinking, you know what? Let's screw around. I'm gonna mimic her hat here. But by doing that, I admit to the enemy that A, I'm competent. I'm probably aware of my surroundings more. It'll cause them to play more cautiously, which might mean that they don't chase me down as much. And B, it how do I describe this? It links us together. Like two people don't just have the same hat without being friends or whatever. And this is true in our case. So they're gonna think that we're working together. And again, that might be disadvantageous for me because they might play smarter. But at this point, I'm just having a lot of fun. I just want to be as silly as possible, so let's go with it. So I'm staying away from this heavy because he's going to mow me down at a close range. But I'm hoping that if I'm staying at a distance, he can't really hit me, but my syringes might do more damage. But I eventually decide that's not worth it. But again, I'm near my intelligence, so that it would draw people towards me. And you see what I'm doing here? I learned my lesson from earlier, and I'm trying to avoid looking left and right while I strafe, so that it's easier to hit them. Like I cover more area with my syringes. So with this heavy behind me, distracting the enemy fire, but also providing support for me, I decided to go all in, so that I can do more damage. Like if I'm walking forward and I'm shooting syringes, I'm doing more damage because there is decreased damage fall off, meaning that my syringes are doing more damage because I'm closer to them. But also B, there's gonna be like a more condensed stream of syringes. I don't know if that makes sense. But more syringes are attacking this guy at a time, and he is going to be taking more damage from each one. So that's what I'm going to try to take advantage of here. Lucky crits, of course. So you definitely notice playing Battle Medic is definitely an exercise of just being pragmatic. Like your situation constantly changes, so you have to really know the map and know how your teammates are playing, so that you can use both of them to your advantage. Like a heavy, you charge, he'll support you. A pyro, you stay in this area, he stays over there, he'll draw fire, and you can clean up his mess. Another medic, heal him, hope he heals you back. You know, I luckily catch this spy here, I'm not gonna let him get away. But it's not worth it, he's gone. So now in this part of the video, I'm gonna be getting pocketed, so. You notice I'm trying to use my strategy where I get as close to him as possible and disorient him. But he's countering that because he's able to move too. I should have done that when he was like in a corner, like in here or over here, so that it's easier for me to hit him. Because you notice, here I'm like firing my entire round and I can't hit him. Because it's hard to aim like that when you're moving forward. So like I can't move and track at the same time. Again, I'm not doing very well, but it's once I start moving backwards and focusing my fire down one area that he'll walk into my wall of syringes. So that's another thing to keep in mind. When you're running forward with syringes, it's harder to aim, so you want to only do that when you think that your target is not going to move out of your wall of fire. Like when he's walking forward or he's staying still, you can like walk up and shoot a bunch of syringes to kill him faster and disorient him. So now we're just going to lead a huge charge, so I'm going to take advantage of my teammate's support. Plus my battle medic's pocket. So this sniper, I think, is a very good example of how to charge forward with this range gun. This sniper, he has the advantage of this small area in which I have to move. He can easily like track and shoot my head. So I'm forced to strafe and try to be as hard to hit as possible. And I also want to reach him as fast as possible so that he has less time to aim. And of course, I disorient him by being a battle medic who's healed by another medic with a vaccinator resistance. You know, a whole bunch of bad stuff. I want to overwhelm him. So I start jumping, ducking, being hard to hit, seeing that he's scoped in. I want to be as hard to track as possible. And again, he's flinching and taking damage, which makes him even harder to hit. And he's quickly dead. Not because of me, though. I figure I'm going to try to get this heavy because this pyro is distracting, but he goes into resupply. And because of that, I have a timer on me. When he comes back out, he will mow us both down unless my friend has vaccinator bullet. But even then, I might not have enough time to kill the heavy because he has a lot of health. So I got to get out of there as soon as possible before he comes back out. So now I run into this pyro. My friend, she pops. I've been talking a lot, haven't I? And then she pops fire, and that scares his power away. And because he's moving in a very predictable manner, like he's walking straight backwards, he's not strafing, I can take advantage of that when I'm firing. So it's way easier for me to hit him. I don't know if he's friendly or not, but he seems to be, so I'm not going to chase him. So now we're just looking for enemies to bait. We're going to hang out in this area because it's very advantageous for me. Again, I can walk backwards while shooting into this tiny little corridor. But also, we're going to make an intel run. Because when you hold the intelligence, people will chase you down. Like, enemies will do anything to protect their intelligence. So by getting the intel, I'm luring enemies towards me. And that will help me get kills. Now everybody knows that I'm here, which is good for me because they'll be chasing me down these little intel corridors. And I can just easily shoot them with the syringe. But I'm also expecting them to chase me. So my friend and I, we're trying to take advantage of that. And you see how they all went after me in that bridge. So with this heavy, I'm going to try to sneak up on him, but it doesn't work. So I just start strafing, and he's easy to hit, so I have that going for me. I'm considering changing out the Stolen Vow, but I realize at this point how amazing it is. Amazing it has been for me, so I'm going to keep it. So my friend and I are on the same page. We're going to keep that intel so that it lures the enemy towards us. So I'm going to charge forward just to be weird and confusing, unpredictable. But here's something for you. You see that down man there? This is not a good situation. This is a bad situation. Look at me. I'm on 118 health. You know what? One second. I'm going to check if I'm still recording. Okay, I am. This is good. In my second attempt, it just stopped recording randomly, which is really bad. I lost so much good stuff. But anyway. Caber. This will do around 130 damage. Even if I was at full health, this would leave me very weakened to a second hit. And considering this pyro is right here and there's some other enemies, I'm going to die. So a hit from this guy is a death sentence. So I have to get out of there. My strategy of getting in people's faces is not going to work here. Even if he's at 20 health, I can't take the risk. So I'm out of here. He somehow misses, which is ridiculous because if you look at that again, he should have hit me. Like, he went right through me there. I went back too far, but whatever. See, look at this. He should have hit me, but you know how it is. So we're trying to heal up. We're weak. We're keeping the intel because it's attracting the spy and the soldier. So again, I'm trying to take advantage of these corridors, and they get the message. They're scared. They're getting out of here, so I can't chase them. He should have gotten out of there. If he went out, I wouldn't have chased him. He would have lived. But he chose a bad decision. He is, once again, weak and vulnerable because he's in the tightly controlled areas in which I have the advantage. I see he's at 48 health, so I'm just going to go crazy. I'm just going to melee him because why not? It works, and he's dead. So you notice that my friend and I, we are constantly moving. We are very rarely idle. If we stay on the move, we're harder to backstab. We're harder to, it's hard to predict where we are. Like, if enemies want to come into this building, they'd only see the intelligence. So they can't tell if we're going to come over here or over there. It's hard for them to enter. And while it does make it harder for us to heal each other, like we're constantly moving around each other, the fluidity it creates in movement and dodging, it's just impeccable. That's something you should be doing always. Every class, no matter what you're doing, stay on the move. So anyway, she's thinking about capping, but I'm going to convince her not to. So now we're back in the game. And this pyro, these two pyros, these three pyros, they saw that this intelligence is here. And once again, they're going to go right towards the intel. So that's really good for us. We can ambush them here. And you'll notice what I did with this pyro, where he didn't see me. So we're going to go like right behind him and start getting a bunch of shots on his syringe gun. I want to do this because we're fully healed. We're two medics, so we're hard to kill with the vaccinator resistances and all. And again, I can probably predict his movement because he's a stock pyro. I'm going to predict that he's not good at strafing and all that. So I can walk up right behind him and ambushing him. He's going to freak out. Like, he's already half health-ish. And, you know, he's taking a bunch of damage. He's weak. He's scared. He's confused. Two medics are behind him. He doesn't know what to do. So we're just gonna be hard to hit. But we did bite off more than we can chew because this backburner really hurt her. So we retreat to the courtyard. This is the advantageous position for us because these pyros have to walk through this corridor to kill us. So I can just spam syringes down there to make it hard for them to pass. But again, the intelligence is so close, it's so within their reach in their eyes, that if they could just get a little closer, they could defend their intelligence. Even though it's right next to our spawn, so we're going to cap this thing anyway. They don't realize that. And in the heat of the moment, they're just going to walk right towards us. So at this point, these two pyros force us to take a final stand, if you will. I'm on top of this staircase, which is good for me because I can just shoot down the staircase and they will walk right into my syringes because they're so determined to get that ammo. Sorry, that intel. So she pops a fire resistance on me, and I'm just gonna like tank as much pyro damage as I can. But I'm still strafing because never stand still. There's a chance that they'll miss. But I'm strafing in a way that my syringes don't leave these confines. And that first pyro gets obliterated, and I'm going to chase after the second pyro because he's weak. But again, I'm playing around with this space here because they have to pass through it, which means they get a face full of syringes. So I took advantage of my positioning to lure them into this little area, into a disadvantageous area. And now I'm on the offensive. That scout's dead. This spy is soon to be killed. But this soldier denies us this kill. This soldier forces us to get out because she's low on the vaccinator. She does not have a she does not have a black resistance available. And this soldier could realistically kill us both. Deny our movement, bounce us around and everything. So we're not going to chase after him. That is until he caps. You know what? Maybe I was wrong because that pyro was there chasing the soldier. We probably would have been safe, but whatever. I'm gonna get as much use of this these crits as possible. So the scout, he's moving in a predictable way. He gets tracked. He's done for. Even though this sniper is, he has a good shot on us. No, this sniper has a good shot on us. So I have to kill him as soon as possible before my crits wear out. And because he has the higher ground and he sees this whole area, I could realistically die here. So I'm going to be jumping, crouching, strafing, while making sure that all my syringes are flying in the air so that they'll hit him before the crits wear out. And I only need 6 syringes to hit to kill him, so I'm not concerned. So they all hit their target, and we're good. We're still jumping and moving and being weird. Building that habit of being unpredictable, hard to hit, everything. So we're in a good spot in this what's it called? Battlements area, because this scout has to walk into my syringes to hit me. And I'm backed by a medic, so I can be aggressive. But I'm playing in this little house area so that I have the advantage of a cover and all that. But anyway, this soldier here, I think it's a good example of being desperate. There's like 3 enemies that know I'm here, so I have to get out anyway, or else I'll be overwhelmed. And this soldier makes things worse. But I wanted to chase after that scout. That was a bad idea, because now this soldier's here, and like I mentioned, he's going to make things really bad for me. But by the time I notice that he's there, I've already overcommitted. I can't get back and retreat in that little space anymore, so I have to go in if I want to kill. And in the heat of the moment, instead of getting out of the battlements, I go after the soldier. The main reason being, I don't want to lose my battlement position. It's hard to get back up here, and it's really good for me. So, and again, the soldier controls my ground. So I just want to get in his face, make him blow himself up, whatever, overwhelm him, and that kind of works out. But eventually, I freak out, and I'm just out of that. I'm just out of there. I want to bait this scout into this little corridor here. We're constantly checking our backs. And in the downtime, I'm always healing my medic so that she has overheal. Again, 2.0. Kill that sniper as soon as possible. But you'll notice here, this is something I want to point out that I think is really important. If it'll move. Here. No. Okay, I think it's here. When that sniper scoped in, I don't like how far back it goes. You know what? Fine. When this sniper scoped in, I was back here, because I did not want him to quick scope me. Like when you scope in, you're scoping where your crosshair is, which means that if my head was there, then I would have been dead. But I go over here while he's scoping in so that he does not see me. And when you're scoped in, your mouse movement is a lot slower, so it's going to be hard for him to track my head once I pop back in. So I pop out of my area and I try to be in his blind spot by ducking, and I get the kill. So that's one way to counter a sniper. Would you like a second opinion? You are also a doctor. So we're going to play around here near this pyro because he's attracting enemies with the intel. And we're just going to cause a bunch of problems. So we're playing around this room here because it's a closed space so that we have the advantage. We can lure people through these doors. They have to go through this door to attack us. And we don't have to worry about people behind us, because it's very rare that someone's going to jump through this hole. So we're in a very safe little area. But I get hit by a rapid assassin, and I don't know where that scout is. I didn't see him when we were attacking his spawn, so I'm assuming that he's down on this basement, attacking us through the little hole. So he knows that we're there, and I guess I go after him in my power tripping. But also because I'm supported by all my teammates here. They're watching the door. So I'm hoping I can get that scout before he causes a problem. But instead, I get greeted by a pyro. And here is a really, really good move by my friend here. And this is something you should be doing as the pocket medic too. Let me play the clip so you can see what's going on. Alright. That went by real fast, but here's what was really good. When I was in this little corner here, this pyro was here. And my friend, she was over here. Now, generally, you want to attack the pocket medic, because that's the thing healing your target. That target's going to stay alive a lot longer if you don't kill the medic. So, but also, flames attack multiple people at once, right? Like, if 2 people are standing here, then a pyro can attack both of them with a flame. But if I'm standing here, the pyro is between us, like medic, pyro, medic. He can only attack one of us at a time. We're so far apart that if he were to go over here to try to get both of us, his flame wouldn't reach me. So we're forcing this pyro to pick one choice, and because I'm closer to the pyro, I'm influencing him to attack me instead, which is exactly what we want, because she can just pop a fire resistance and I'm safe. So you look at this again, this pyro is all on me, while she's over here completely safe. And we manage this pyro much easier. So if you're in that pyro situation, I wouldn't have gotten in it in the first place. Like, or if you're about to die, just go after the medic. The pocket medic, I mean. But yeah, when you're a pocket medic and you're in a situation like that, stay as far away from your pocket as possible so that people can attack the both of you at the same time. Through fire, splash damage, whatever. Really good move on her part. So, we're a little weak. We took a lot of damage. So, we're going to go hang out in this staircase along with this demo. Another reason, like, once again, because it's a closed spot where our syringes are really easy to aim. But it's also so that we can lure the scout over here. This Demo Knight will probably have charge and all that. So, we're hoping that by going in here, this Demo Knight can cover us by maybe charging up the stairs and killing the scout. And of course, the scout takes the bait because that Demo Man's weak. So we're healing him, and now look what he did. He took our bait. This is exactly what we wanted to happen. And you notice throughout this entire video, we keep making situations that benefit us, and people just follow it. People just do exactly what we want them to. And this is what makes Battle Medic so counterable. He is only as successful as people allow him to be. We try to bait people into following us into areas where we have the advantage. But if they don't follow us, then they force us to stay away. Like, if you are in an open space where battle medics have a hard time aiming, you are in the advantageous position. They have to run away or else they'll die. Don't follow battle medics who know what they're doing. So it's a double whammy because these stairs, again, constrict your movement. So this Demo Knight can charge up the stairs and kill whoever's up here. So look what this Demo Knight does. He gets the kill. Bada boom, bada bing right there. So, yeah. But we want more blood, so we're going to try to chase people. Again, bait them into the stairs maybe. We're still firing syringes in front of the spawn so that when people exit the spawn, they see where those syringes are coming from and try to go after us. But they're so focused on the intel because this is cap 3, so yeah. We're back down here. We're just trying to bait people, whatever. But this power is friendly. So here's the difficult situation. That Demo Knight is not, that Demo Man is not friendly. But that pyro is. And the pyro is right in front of the door, which is where we're going to be firing our syringes through. So we have to find a way to deal with that Demo Man without hurting the pyro. So in response, you notice we say we I say we a lot as if we're communicating, and we're not. We're not in a voice chat or anything. We're just doing it through party chat. But we're so in tune with how the other plays that we don't really need to communicate. We both know what we're doing. Like, we both have that situation awareness. So when we're going down these stairs, that pyro is not going to follow us because he doesn't want to deal with the syringes. But that Demo Knight will. Sorry, that Demo Man will. So that's how we're able to separate the friendly from the not friendly. That Demo Man does not seem to be following us. So, of course, we know that's a spy because we saw him disguise as a scout earlier. And yeah, the guy capped, and we win. So, I gotta stretch. How do I top this off? How do I end this video? I think I got through most of my points, but I absolutely implore you to not take everything I say as gospel, because a big part of this channel is showing you how I play, how I think, and I'm trying to encourage you to take what you like and put that in your own play style. If you see something that I do that you like, that you think will fit you well, do it. Try it out. But if there's something that doesn't work out well, something that you disagree with, don't do it. That's really good. I don't want to be a tutorial. You have to form your own gameplay. You have to form your own way of thinking throughout your entire life. And I'm just going to show you my life and advertise if there's anything that you want to take out of it. So with that in mind, I'm going to be talking about ways I did not play Biomedic. So my friend here, she used Vaccinator and Crossbow. I don't use the Crossbow because my strategy with the syringes is to get in people's faces and rely on the constant barrage to kill them. Or maybe to backtrack and, again, rely on the string of syringes to make a wall of death. The Crossbow does not offer that gameplay style to me. I'm constantly relying on taking multiple chances to hit people, but the Crossbow forces you to use each shot wisely, and I don't want to do that. So, that's why I chose the syringe gun. Vaccinator, again, I'm focused on doing damage with my syringe gun. I don't want to use my melee because that makes me very vulnerable. So that's why I don't use the Ubersaw or Vaccinator. However, Vaccinator would be very good if I heal people more when I'm not in combat. I don't really think of doing that as much, so I'm not going to be like healing as much. However, if you're going to be, if that's your focus, you want to like build up resistances to help you get out of sticky situations, then Vaccinator is really good. It does make overhealing a bit hard, but it's not a big deal, right? So if that works for you, go for it, man. In fact, maybe I should use Vaccinator myself. We'll see. Guess I'll finish up the video. Say GG. I don't know, do whatever. Enjoy the beautiful song. And I think that's everything I have to say. Once again, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned something new. I hope I maybe inspired you to play this silly subclass. Go wild. And yeah. Oh yeah, there's also one thing I've been kind of thinking about. If you want to like submit a demo or a recording to me and I could like talk about it, I would love to do that. Like, I don't want to like critique your gameplay, but I want to compliment what you're doing. I want to see what inspires me, see something that I should try myself. But also, I could evaluate what I think could have been better for you. And just find some reports, like a demo competitive review. If that sounds interesting to you, then I'm very eager to try that out. So let me know if you want to play together too. I'm down. I love making friends and all that. So, but yeah, without further ado, this video is probably 15 minutes long for a 11-minute recording. I've said everything I think I need to say. I'm done. Goodbye. See you soon. Love ya.